Well, good morning, scrappers, scrapettes, planet lovers, recyclers, friends of the channel, and everybody else in between. So I just wanted to get a short video up today. I know OTD goes on earlier in the morning here, and I don't want to tread on his live, but I did want to say hello. So what you see in front of you, besides my chair, are hard drives. These are incredibly old. I know they're going to be a fantastic scrap of high-grade telecom boards. I went on eBay last night. I researched about resale and really did not find any value in reselling them. I did my research, I did my due diligence last night. Making myself a quick cup of tea here, guys, before I sit down and blab at you. And nobody wants them. There's just nothing in the sold. I mean, I shouldn't say nobody wants them, but just shipping cost alone is worth more than the value of the unit. I put some of them up in the Facebook group about vintage computers, and there's no resale. There's just nothing. So the other problem, of course, is I don't know this product. I don't know what's on it. I don't know whose information is on it. I don't have a machine that will scrap or wipe these guys out. I'm half awake, guys. I just got up. But again, I know OTD comes on in a little bit, and I know a lot of us also follow him, so I figured get me Earth out of bed and get to it here today. I don't even know where to begin with these. These are just amazing. I did want to make sure I posted them because this is definitely not something you're going to see a lot of again. They just don't have to. They're not made anymore. If anybody has a thought on this, I may put these really old ones aside. And I don't know what to do. I really don't. So anyway, welcome to all of you who are coming in. If I miss you, forgive me. I just, it's hard to watch the cell phone number 2 and work with cell phone number 1. All right, let me start by showing you some of these. I think that's a good place to start. The fellow I got these from is the same fellow who I got all those servers from. I spent yesterday taking servers apart and lightening them up enough to get them out of the car, so I can at least use my car this morning, which is good. He has a bunch of it used to be storage devices for old computers. He had these square IBM boxes. He had data tapes. He works. He has a storage facility, and he does a lot of cleanouts of office. See, this is damaged, so this isn't something I could sell. These pins are already bent and messed up, so the damage to these, may be unseen to the eye, so to speak. But he has a big, huge storage place, and just mountains and shelves, very well organized. So he had listed the hard drives on Marketplace. I literally called him as soon as I saw them, and now he calls me when he gets IT equipment. So when I went to pick up the other half of my server pallet, he had these for me. You won't see too many more of these. They don't make them anymore. And these are a premium item for gold recovery. They are a premium item to sell. So most of you know I had a flood, and I'm in the process of trying to raise funds to repair my home, because God in heaven knows when and if the insurance company will settle all this matter. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to sell a lot of things that I would have normally held on to. Unfortunately, in the sense that I have to sell them, and I'd rather have kept them. You know, that's money in the bank, so to speak. And but I need to raise all the funds that I can. I don't want to take it out of my. I don't want to take funds from my retirement account to fix the house, but the house is at least safe right now. I can live in it. We've had contractors, we've had insurance people, the whole 9 yards. All right, let me grab a couple more of these samples. I have quite a few of them. I won't get them all done today. I know I won't. But I'm itching to get my mitts on them. Let me start by showing you some of these. I think that's a good place to start. So this one, this to me looks like something old vintage Apple. It just smacks of appleness. January 14th, 1991. This one I haven't Google lensed yet and looked up. This one I will. It is a Seagate ST296N. I don't think I'm not gonna knock this one apart just yet. I'm gonna do a little more looking to see if it's something somebody in Vintage Computers might want to buy. I have to sell it with the understanding that it may not work, though. You know, I don't have a way to test it. But again, I'm finding these are not selling for that much on eBay. $20, $25 is all. It's going to cost me that to ship it. And good morning, everybody who's coming in. And hey, New Beginnings Fishing, how are you? Thank you, guys. A lot of you guys are up early, too, huh? Actually, this is late for me. I'm usually up at 6 a.m. And, but, you know, physically I've been doing a lot, and a little bit on the tired side. But that's okay. I'm up, I'm going. God gave me another day on his earth, and for that I'm grateful. This is a Barracuda. I do see these Seagate Barracuda. They don't see a date on it. They're actually fairly clean. I think they've been stored. There's a little bit of dust. But see, here again. These pins are bent. I can't sell that. There's already damage here. So I would be wary of selling such an item. I have no way to test these, and I don't know whose information is on here. I go back and forth with this all the time. If I had the older machine that I could wipe these and then resell them, and it was worth my time and profit, I would think about it. I just don't know. You know, I just don't know. Honestly. Maybe somebody here has an opinion on these things. That would be helpful. I didn't see them selling for much, though. I Google lensed it. I put the part number in. So I think for me, they're going to get scrapped. At least the ones that I see that are damaged, those I'll scrap. That's a good place to start. I'm certainly not going to get all 50 of them done this morning. I had this one, too, that I got a couple of weeks. Oh, no, that's the Apple one. Where's that other one with the aluminum case? There's another one kicking around here that's in an old aluminum case. Thank you, Barely Ordinary. Buy the IDE SATA to USB adapter for the hard drives. Thank you for that. That would probably be a really good idea. As I said, I'm going to put them aside and do a little more research on some of them, but they're worth a look. This is one of the first. This is one I got a couple of weeks ago. The card connector was actually damaged, so I did go ahead and take this apart. These screws are stripped out and they're Torx heads. So what I'll do is I'll take a angle grinder. I'll make a cut here, making it a flathead screw, and then I'll be able to remove it. I don't know what this one is. A Quantum. So I do think there's going to be a good bit. I know the boards are good, and that's, you know what, that's my area of expertise. So let's talk about these here boards. Let me grab a couple more samples off the counter. Like I said, I really do worry about security. I worry about data leaks. I worry about personal information. I, generally speaking, don't resell hard drives. All right. So this is a more recent hard drive. BoardSort has hard drives broken into low grade and high grade. Low grade being the newer ones. SATA connectors and solid state disk drive connectors, and they look sort of like this, but they have a double set of connecting ends. This actually takes a ribbon cable. I'm sorry I don't have a ribbon cable here, but when you find a ribbon cable, they're those wide, thin, plasticky looking things. That's called the non-SATA connector. Non-SATA connectors usually connect to something that is gold bearing. So if I nip this, and I will, there's going to be gold fingers under here. They're going to be gold fingers. I grade these in with my high grade boards. Look at this thing. I think BoardSort and I go back and forth over these politely. If it's worth it, they'll usually give me the upgrade. But when I buy these, I actually have 3 grades of boards now. Non-SATA, high grade. That's got the pins. Then I have these. I also call them non-SATA, but I put them as a mid-grade because of the difference in the fingers. And then, of course, your more modern SATA connectors and solid-state disk drives. Okay. I did, Amy. I did do the Google Lens search. Thank you. Tammy, sorry. Sometimes I really have trouble reading these. Sorry about these. I use Google Lens for a lot of stuff. I went to Google Lens. eBay has a similar search on it too. And as I said, quite a few of these I have looked up already. But the ones that I know that are damaged and broken, those I'm going to go ahead and scrap. I got a feeling I'm going to scrap the whole lot of them. I'm just not comfortable selling hard drives. You can't help it. All right. Well, let's go old school to newest. Huh? This is a SATA drive. You've got jumper cables here. There's 4 pins. There's pins here. And then, see how this is split? So a cable goes here, a cable goes here, cable goes here, and a cable goes here. And they're colored. They're black, orange, yellow, blue, I think I've seen red. So, Laura, the ones I'm going that Laura asks, how do I know if they're damaged? And I'm going by the visibility of the pins, the things that I can see, the connector ends, or things that are clearly missing. So the ones that are clearly damaged, I'll go after. The others I will put aside. I'll have to look back to the comments, because somebody suggested a way to possibly wipe those older drives. I guess I have to buy an adapter and a connector, and so on and so forth. And I may look into that. I also have an IT company that I work with on a regular basis, and they literally spend the day wiping hard drives, and they resell them, and they do very well. So I think that is a more likely scenario, that I bring these up if I find value in them for resale. I think the more likely scenario is I will ask them if they would consider, for a small fee, wiping these for me, and then I know it's done and done properly. Then I don't worry about selling it. The names on the servers were very interesting. We had Jupiter, Mars, Saturn, Planet X, Uranus. And I had all the planets marked up. It was really funny. 001, 002. I have no idea where the servers came from. Anyway. So, as I said, guys, I'm not 100% awake yet. I'm sorry. So, this one will have gold in here. I'm not going to take it. I don't want to break that until I'm sure it's a take apart. This will have gold inside if you break this away. See, that connects with a ribbon wire. That's another clue that it's a non-SATA connection. Non-SATA, better gold. Non-SATA, high grade. Non-SATA, boku bucks. Hard drive boards. Okay. This one, also the same thing. And a SATA connector is going to say SATA on the front usually. And the reason these don't say non-SATA is because it didn't exist when these were made. This all goes back to them getting cheaper, making the boards and making the technology. Instead of using so much gold, they just cut back. This is a Sun. I know for a fact they have 2 Sun Microsystem servers outside to scrap, which I don't know if I'll get to today. I'm also moving my music school this afternoon, so a lot going on. Good morning, everybody who's come in, and I haven't seen you. I have trouble seeing this because of the background. So I apologize if I don't personally acknowledge you, but I certainly appreciate you. Please don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps the channel. If you enjoy computer scrapping and learning about computer scrapping and talking about boards and old school technology, please subscribe. That's what I do. I'm usually live on Sunday mornings. I try to get 1 or 2 lives in during the week, like before 9 o'clock. Okay, so this one is a SATA. Okay, cable. So that is clearly a SATA board. These are the lower grades. Well, why? That's pretty obvious, eh? The board is decent usually on the other side. So this one I have no problem with scrapping. This is a Western Digital. It doesn't say how much memory it has. That's the other thing too, guys. These old things don't have any memory. Kind of like these old things. No memory. Couldn't resist. I'll be here all week. And good morning, Phil's Gold. How are you, my friend? One of the politest people I've ever met. Phil's Gold. So delightful. So again, non-SATA. This will be an old school. I'll find one of these that's damaged and I'll break it apart. LSI Logic. That's a Seagate. Cheetah 10K.7. I've seen quite a few. These I see a lot. These were one of the first I ever saw when I started doing drives. I saw a lot of these. This is a premium board, I know for sure. Same thing. This is also a Seagate Cheetah. Again, ribbon wire connecting. Excuse me a second, guys. I gotta blow my nose. Trouble with being alive. God forbid you sneeze, you know? Looks like it's shaping up to be a nice day outside. Herp Derp 537, welcome in. All right. Let's continue digging in, I guess. Huh? So this will be a Seagate, clearly old school, and no question about this. This is a non-SATA connector. This is a high-grade hard drive board. Ah, that's a big sucker there. Wow. This has got to be super old. It looks like the connecting pins are okay. I don't see anything missing. I don't see anything damaged. So this would be a candidate for me to resell if there's any resale in it and if I can find somebody to wipe it. Seagate Technology ST12400N. That's old. Warranty void if seal is broken. All right, so this is one we'll definitely put aside to see if there's any value to someone in it. And again, the pins all look very good to me. I don't see any damage to them. I am going to see if I can find somebody to wipe this if I find it's got enough dollar value to resell. So we'll put that one on the back burner, as they say, huh? Okay. It's also a Barracuda. Now I see damage here. I see damage to the board. This has been pulled. There's a crack. Somebody either forced it in or forced it out, and there's definitely damage here. This, in this case, is part of the board. So this one is not a candidate for resale. It's damaged. It's broken. So this one will be scrapped. I can't wait. Barracuda. All right. That's going to get scrapped. This one I think I did for you already. I think this was the first one I pulled. Again, there's a lot of damage here. These pins are bent. There's pins that are missing. So for me, I think I'm going to scrap this one. I don't think I'm going to try to resell it because it is damaged. And, you know, I got to do a little more research on that one, I think. Hi, Tony. Hi, Joshua. Welcome. All right. Well, so let's get at it, eh? I'm going to put that aside, and I'm going to put this aside. You know, once they're apart, once they're gone, they're toast. As I said, the Barracudas are only selling for about $15, $25 on eBay for these models. And to me, to go have it wiped and to ship it, it's not worth it. I think they're paying something like $17.50 for the boards per pound, and then you can sell the case as a hard drive without a board for $0.25 a pound. So that's kind of where I go with all this. Western Digital. This is a SATA. This is newer. So there's a cable goes here, a cable goes here, cable and cable. So these are newer. I don't see anything on it to say how much it has. So we've got a couple of SATA boards here. SATA boards coming to town. This one is clearly SATA. Cable, 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 cable. So that's clearly SATA. You can see the difference, of course, and the quality of the material. They also are really good for holding up your tripod. All right. Now the next bit of fun is going to be finding a screwdriver that actually will fit these. Told you I had a lot of them to do. I'm not going to get a lot of them done today, though. I know this is going to be an ongoing project, just because I have so much to do this week. This one would require a bit of a cleaning. It's rather dusty and dirty. First glance, connector pins all look okay. I don't see any damage. No damage. No damage here. Seagate Barracuda. So again, this is going to be the I got to think about it pile. Well, look at this. I want to find a broken one so I can scrap it. Laura asks, where do I get all these? And that question comes up at least every single live. You've got to make friends with people who do IT for a living. They've got to see that you will safely destroy the material, and you've got to get yourself hired as a subcontractor. And that's what I've been able to do the past couple weeks. People who do office cleanouts, you know, if it's left there, it's fair game. They can do what they want. I often will offer my services to remove a pickup truck full of IT gear free. And sometimes that works, and sometimes I have to pay a minimal charge. But that's mostly where I get them from. And I've been doing this for a long time, though. You know, TikTok has helped, YouTube has helped, because people see that I am very responsible about data destruction. Okay, this one's pretty freaking grungy, too. Pins look good. Connector pins. That is a high-grade non-SATA hard drive board. Look at this thing, man. Those of you who are into gold recovery, watch for me to put these up for sale. You won't find better gold recovery than you will on these. Except RAM sticks, maybe, and those are getting ridiculous. Those are still way up. Those are like $40 a pound right now. Okay, this one also looks okay. I don't see any damage. It's a little bit dusty. Again, though, I only see these selling for $15 to $25. By the time I get it serviced, it's going to cost me $20 to have the guy wipe it, my time, and then the cost to ship it. I just Hey, Mark, did you get my message by any chance? I had shipped your order last Monday. It came back to the UPS store, and I don't know why. It has been reshipped, and it shows it's going to arrive to you on Wednesday. And I don't know why it came back, but it did. But we readdressed it, we double-checked everything, and we did ship it out again. So I apologize that it hasn't quite gotten there yet. I don't know what happened. I really don't. I have a very good UPS store, and they take good care of me. Patrick, good morning. Are you back from holiday? Okay. So, and how much per pound? I have to look. I can't see your first name. Your last name is Beaumont. What a pretty name. Oh, good. Okay, excellent. It's one thing I like about using PayPal labels. They automatically update everything. And so he got an email that his package was rerouted. Excellent. For those of you who don't know, I do sell e-scrap. I primarily sell to buyers. I have 3 or 4 online buyers. I have 1 or 2 local buyers. But I have been, I just got to knock the air conditioning down a tick. I have been making product available on... It's in my eBay store just because of time constraints, but I have been, if you have PayPal, you can certainly purchase it directly. Just shoot me a message. I'll send you an invoice. You can tell me what you need, and I'll be glad to save you a few bucks. And if you do happen to buy it from my eBay store, just understand that eBay's more expensive because I got to pay fees and shipping, but I'll toss a few more goodies in to make it worth your time. So these boards, as of right now, I believe they were at over $18 a pound on the main buyer, who buys just about everything from everybody. He's amazing. I'm going to have to go in and double check these, but right now I believe they're selling for $18 a pound. But I mean, look at it. I mean, RAM is $34.50 a pound, and again, it's Monday, so these prices may all change. But those things are all up there. But for those of you who are into gold recovery, this is prime. These are prime. These are older. And these are very good pins for gold recovery. These chips are excellent for gold recovery. Also, given that they're older, they're not so plasticky, you know. Barracuda Seagate And again, there's no date on these, but I know it's going to be older. If you're looking for gold-bearing materials, by the way, guys, look for things that are made pre-2020. Yeah. Older the better, Patrick, just like me. I get better as I get older. Good morning, Apple user. You may know something about some of these, do you? And by the way, guys, I will repost this video on YouTube, so if you missed any of the beginning of this where I was showing some of the older hard drives, you'll be able to leave me a comment or some information. There's a couple of vintage computer clubs on Facebook too, so there's a couple of these. As I said, I am going to check if they're not showing visible damage. And maybe the thing to do is if somebody wants to buy it, they're going to have to pay to have it reformatted before I ship it. Maybe that's or if I sell it to somebody who has what they call an R2 recycler license, they have to wipe it, and I'd be comfortable selling it there. I really am uncomfortable putting it out in the general public unreformatted. These are just amazing. Everything in me is screaming, rip those apart, rip them apart, get that gold. But, you know, with this older technology, once it's gone, it's gone. There's only so much of it about, you know? So this one, okay, so this is older, non-SATA. See, this will connect with a ribbon wire. Ribbon wires, they're cheesy, plasticky looking things with a big, wide connector. But if you see a SATA connector, there's usually gold pins under it. Look for old school hard drives, old school CD-ROMs. Those have them on them. And 3.5 floppy, the old ones. You'll see this gold. You'll see this kind of a connection on it. So, you know, don't bypass those when you're doing your scrapping, huh? No, Joshua, I Phil's Gold. I grade them hard. I grade them the way the online buyers do because honestly, I've reached the point now. I have Gaylord boxes full of boards. So whatever the current market price is, I'll take the average of my 3 buyers. I'll average it out to that, and that's what I sell it at. Let me just go through this last stack because I can see there's a few other different things here. This is a Max Tour 36 gigabytes from Velma. Where's Scooby-Doo, Velma? Again, this would have connected to a ribbon wire, so I know there's gold under here. I'll put that in with the high grades. Oh, come on, guys. There's only 6 or 7 for you to finish through. More current. This is a SATA connector, jumper cable, regular cable, and a cable. So those sell for a lot less, guys. Not necessarily, Joshua. There's a price vary per gigabyte, and actually, no. It's really a matter of the quality of the chip. That's a valid question. I mean, something like this probably has 16. I don't know. Probably has squat for gigabytes, but look at the material on it. You know, that's high gold bearing material. That's a great question. And something like this that is newer. This one says bad. This one I can scrap without any question. It doesn't tell me how many. It doesn't tell me the memory size on it. I wish it did. But the thing is, something like this has a lot more memory and a lot less board than something like this that has less memory and more board. So, great question. That we can get scrapped. Yay! Cheetah! Again, there will be gold in here. It is one cable connecting. It's not broken up like it is on the SATA. So this can go in with your high grade hard drive boards, non-SATA high grade boards. And that's how they grade them, high and low. I have kind of a middle of the road. Oh, on the RAM? I don't, because I don't really sell it Joshua's asking about, does the price vary based on the size of the RAM or the gigabytes or the memory or the amount of memory per stick? I sell it as mixed lots and I sell it for scrap. I don't sell it for reuse. So for me, it's just by the pound. I do break it up into server and PC RAM. Server RAM's very chunky and usually has chips on both sides and older good gold fingers. Okay. e-tron Tech. Now this is a gold-edged BGA, highly desirable for those of you who do gold recovery. And upon first inspection, it appears to be in pretty good shape. I don't see anything damaged on that one. I can go in there. Maybe we'll resell it if it's worth it. There's another of the same. Okay, what I'm doing right now is looking for any visible damage because I'm hoping to find some that are broken that I don't feel guilty about ripping apart. Okay, here's another one. This is your typical low-grade SATA connector. There'll be a cable, and a cable. So you'll see a lot of these. I don't feel too bad about scrapping those either. But again, see, not as good. There are good chips on the other side, but not so much here. I can go over there with his friends, and you'll see a lot of those, but you're starting to see a lot more of the solid state thin thin form hard drive boards, hard drives. I mean, they're about the size of a stack of credit cards. Oh, again, low grade SATA connector. Hitachi. And Western Digital. And SATA connector. Okay. Let's get to one. Let's find one that's broken here that I've decided we can scrap. Looking for that one that's got the bent pins on it. Should be right here. I'm going to scrap one that I know is broken. That's what we're going to do. Now, hard drives depends on your time and your comfort level with micro scrapping. I don't have the time I need to really get into these. So, I'm curious. I don't know what I'm going to find under here. So there's an old Seagate. And again, this one, the pins are bent. It's damaged. Let me find that one with the cracked board on it, because that one I want to take that one apart because it's really old. There it is. So this one I'm going to go ahead and scrap because this is damaged, and that is an integral part of the board. So, unless you're a computer repair technician who can do all these things, this one is scrap. This is HP factory part number 09502603. So that came out of a very old HP. HP and Compaq, by the way, guys, were pretty interchangeable. They were made by the same company for quite some time. So as I said, you can see it's damaged. So, even reformatting this is not worth it. Alright, if you're going to do these, you have got to have a lot of little Torx. Yes, Phil's Gold, the more ICs, the higher the price. That's exactly right. You're going to need a full set of Torx screwdrivers. I tend to use a hand tool on these because they're small, and if I strip it with the power tool, it's going to be a colossal pain in the ass to get off, and I really don't want to break it because I want to sell it for gold recovery. And what you'll find is as you go through these, sometimes they're a different size. Patrick's telling me to open them all. Scrappy D. That was my original That was my original username, was Scrappy D, but Scrappy D had some. There was another Scrappy D, and it wasn't a type of site that a fine lady like myself would be affiliated with, so I had to change it. D Scraps, E Scraps. Yeah, so you see, this is damaged, guys. So I don't want to hear any crap about, oh my god, you're scrapping a vintage point that's worth millions of dollars. No, it ain't. It's broken. I'm scrapping it. Be still. Now this is interesting. I've not seen a two-piece like this. So again, you want to know if something's gold on the other side? If you have the board, just look the board. Look at the gold there. See, this is clearly going to be gold here. This is a dead giveaway that there's gold. Okay, so I would probably just attach that to this when I sell it, because whoever's going to buy it is going to want that. So make sure that the buyer gets that. Patrick is like, go Dee, go open it. Yeah. Oh, I figured out what these odd sounds are. That's somebody sending me confetti. Thank you, whoever that was. That was really nice of you. Patrick, thank you. I think it was you. Sean, thank you. Thank you for all the gifts, guys. That's awfully kind of you. Wow. Yeah, so you can pick up a set like this at Home Depot. It's like $8, and it's got like 10 or 11 different Torx bits in it. My suggestion is make sure you get a set of metric and standard. A lot of these are made overseas, Taiwan, Singapore. And if you do anything with scrapping apples, oh my god, you're gonna need every size between here and there. I watched a Shark Scrapper do an apple all-in-one the other day. I took one apart a couple of weeks ago. I actually found a nice 7 in it. Scrapping Irish took one apart the other day too, a couple of weeks ago. A lot of copper in those. But you know, you can just watch how cheap they got. The older ones are great. The whole thing was aluminum. Apple was really cognizant of recycling. And they made the whole thing out of recyclable materials. Same thing happened to Apple that happened to everybody else. It got too expensive. They had to downgrade. More people wanted PCs. They had to make them cheap enough for people. And, you know, now I have bags of these. I call them the sloppy seconds. And what I'm going to be doing is, for every 500 new subscribers we get, Sam, what are you saying? The effort it takes isn't worth it. You mean as far as taking them out? Oh, and the pickup yesterday? They shouldn't take you too long to take apart. But Joshua, don't discount them. If they have an iCore in there, that's a, you know, at 5 or 7, that's a $20 to $50 chip. Don't discount them. And they really aren't that. They honestly, Joshua, are not that hard to take apart. You know. But I would definitely take it apart and I'd look at the processor. Apple processors in and of themselves sell very well. BoardSort buys them. They have a category for themselves for the Apple. So I wouldn't dismiss it. I would go in, I would grab the copper off the heat sinks. I would... I'm going to sell these, Ryan, to a refiner. So they're going to get shredded. They're going to somebody who has what we call an R2 certification. So yeah, they'll be you know, if need be, I would punch them. And that's why I don't just resell the whole hard drive as is, because I'm worried about security. And that's a very good point. If you're reselling hard drives, guys, be careful who you sell them to. That's disgusting. Ew. Grody gross. Gross. This is that styrofoam stuff in here. It's just turned to God in heaven knows what. I'm going to put that over there. It's getting washed. Ew! Yuck! Oh, before I do that, let me show you the board. Okay. So these things I put in a bin called Sloppy Seconds, and for every 500 new subscribers, I'll do a drawing, and I'll send you a box of Sloppy Seconds, which is really fun for those of you who do gold refining. Working on that one. Ugh, that was gross. I wonder what else is under here. Now, well, Ryan, you never know. You know, you don't know unless you open it, right? And you know what? I understand that they are fiddly and apples take a lot of time. I agree with that. But, you know, if you research, my suggestion would be check the year and then do a search through YouTube or TikTok and get a look at somebody scrapping the model that you have. That'll tell you right then and there if it's worth it. You know, that's why I do a lot of these, is so people could, you know, research and say, you know, like like let's just do something easy, how to take apart a Dell Optiplex, right? Maybe they don't know, maybe they're new to scrapping, maybe they want to see what's inside because they get a chance to get some. So you know, type in scrap a Dell Optiplex and look at a couple people doing it and then decide if it's worth your time or not. And same thing with that mic, with that with the Mac, same thing. The mic. I source my parts to a certified recycler, unless I know that they have been wiped or that they were wiped before I got them, because I am very cognizant of where they come and go from. Even the boards that I put for sale up to you guys, I know they're going to get trashed, because I know my buyers. So, you know, like I said, to just put a hard drive up for sale as is, I think is one of the most irresponsible things somebody could do. I really do, and I don't do, you guys know I don't resell hard drives, I never have. Unless it's reformatted, and I don't know that I want to spend the money to do that, you know. I have several, where do I source all the parts, where do I sell the parts? I have several places that I can ship parts to, and again, they do carry that. It's an R2 something or other, can't remember. It's a specific recycling license, and people who carry that recycling license must, with a capital must, destroy the material, and that's who I sell to. The boards, things like that, yeah, I sell to people like that. They have to destroy it by contract, by law. They could lose their recycling permit if they don't. So some things that really could contain sensitive information, I would send to a place like this. God, this is disgusting. Alright, well, how much more time do I want to take with this? I really don't. Guys, this is so disgusting. I'm going to put it aside. I'll try to get it cleaned up. I'm going to hit it with the pressure washer because this is disgusting. I didn't want to touch it. I'm also curious to see what's inside. This is where you get those big hard drive magnets. But it's gross. And put it over there with its buddy. You are disgusting. You're getting hit with the pressure washer, you dirty thing. It's like, you know, like you just cleaned your kitchen floor and then come the kids with their muddy feet, or you just wash your stainless and then they come with their sticky little hands. Ugh. Ooh, I need a shower. Alright. Now, case in point. This, if I found it had resale value or somebody is interested in purchasing it, I would then bring it up to my IT guy. I will have him wipe it and then I will sell it. This one, as I said, is in pretty good shape. Well, these pins are bent. They're not bent badly, though. I think this one would be a candidate for resale if it's worth it. So that one is going to go over here to the I gotta think about you pile. Let's find one I don't have to think about, huh? I'm only going to do one or two more of these. As you notice, I'm not bothering with the non-SATAs. Yeah. And again, so this one is damaged. See it? The pins are all bent. I don't want to hear any crap about destroying it. So, yeah, there's plenty to address the question, where do you source these parts? There's plenty of board buyers. Do your research. Find out what's local. Sometimes it's cheaper to sell it local, guys, than it is to ship it. I know there's got to be another place closer than where I ship mine. There is a technology company called Mint, M-I-N-T, and they were based in Australia and New Zealand, and recently they opened up in Texas. Shark Scrapper was talking about them. He's been shipping things there by the Gaylord box. They specialize in e-waste recovery, and I was talking online to Scrapping Irish about this the other day. You know, he refines gold. He refines his stuff out. He's very good at it, by the way. But I think, and Patrick, I've said this to you too, I think there's going to be more and more companies recycling, and specifically recycling e-waste. This morning, the price of gold is up again. Hi, Dennis. Good morning. That's why I wish I could have held on to a lot of this stuff. I think the price of e-scrap is going to go way up, and I think there's going to be more and more companies that do it. I think there'll be more. The local yards are starting to get into it, but you know what they do? They buy it cheap and they ship it out and make money on it. So factor in your shipping, it isn't really worth it. I am looking for something a little closer, but right now I've got something that works. I praise the Lord in heaven. I've got it. It's providing me an income, and you know. So this is a very nice board. You've got my voice is going to go on me. I know it is. Tantalum capacitors, IC and flat PEX, gold pins, pièce de résistance. Eh? Look at that. And so there's not much on this side of the board. A couple of flat packs. You got some gold here. So again, I took this one apart because it was damaged. Okay, and I'm going to sell it as is because I am going to command a premium price for this board. I'd be a real crook if I took something off it, and I won't do that. Father God would be unhappy with me if I cheated people. My mother would come down from heaven and smack me one, let me tell you. Now, there is gold recovery here. God, these are disgusting. Probably should be wearing a mask and gloves or doing this outside. I know there's gold on the reader arm. I know there's gold ribbon inside. And I know that the scrapper's best friend, the hard drive magnet, there's a magnet inside. I don't want to really, I hate taking apart freaking hard drives. Hate it more than anything. But because I love you guys so much, I'll give it a go. Right? After all, that's what I just said a couple minutes ago. You want to learn how to do things, watch somebody who's done one and decide if it's worth it to you or not. Right? It also helps because you know where to look for the gold, you know what to bother buying. I wouldn't buy these. They were given to me. Sometimes these are, sometimes they're aluminum. I think all my magnets are all down in the basement. Be careful if you're working with the magnets that are in here. They are rare earth magnets. They are very, very strong. Now, this is another interesting thing I was starting to say about holding on to boards. I got into this whole craziness because I was a firm believer that e-scrap was going to become very valuable. Oop, almost got me here, guys. I've got to remember to set a timer for an hour. Oh, come on, you piece of junk. You have to do a verification thing, and if you don't, it throws you off very abruptly. I never realized that I've gone on for an hour. I don't intend to. I want to be off by 9 so OTD can get on. That's his time. So, I got into this. One of my schools gave me a pallet full of computers. I have an band instrument rental service. They gave me a bunch of computers. I asked if I could have them. They were going to throw them away. I said, sure, take them. So I took them. I took them apart. And next thing I knew, I was hooked. So, there's going to be security screws under here. This thing's going to be a pain in the ass to get apart. I think what I will do is I'll stick to the focus on boards for this video, and what I'll do is I'll pre-disassemble some of these for you, and on my next video I'll show you what's inside. They take a long time. They're super fiddly, and I don't really have too much time left here. You do want to make sure you can get these. There's going to be screws here, security screws. Some of these newer ones, you've got lots of screws here. You got to get under the tape. You got to find all the screws. This may even be sealed shut. I may not even be able to open this. I don't see, as a matter of fact, I don't see a way to open this, quite frankly. That's completely sealed. There's a screw here. I'm only doing this because I love you guys so much. This one I'm going to have to go in from the top if I can get it at all. I do not do gold refining. It is not my comfort level. It involves use of a lot of chemicals, and I don't have the knowledge to pursue something like that. Yeah, I'm going to have to get these labels off. And, you know, these are old, so they're going to be gunky. Warranty void if seal is removed. Oh, does it mean I can't get my money back? Alright, so what I'll do is I will pre-disassemble some of these, and then I'll go through. I'll do a follow-up video, if that's okay with you guys. You don't want to sit here and watch me fight with this stuff, do you? Alright. Trying to find another type that I can comfortably destroy. Yeah, I don't want to... Again, I don't think there's a lot of resale in these unless I can find somebody who's going to wipe them or some other thing, because, you know, my whole discussion. So, gold-cornered BGAs, bold, B-A-L-L-E-D, not bold like I am. Gold, something, I forgot what the A is, maybe attachment. Those are very, very good for gold refining. By the way, guys, if you're into gold refining, and don't want to spend $40 a pound on RAM, you like that one, huh? Yeah, me too, Jeremiah. I forgot, I got off topic and I didn't finish my story. Finish my story, then I'll go on. So, I watched the stock market. I have my own portfolio. My mother, God rest her soul, brilliant. She was a very smart, very intelligent woman. She really was. I'm not just saying it because she was my mom. She's a smart cookie. I mean, she studied, she analyzed, she loved to learn new things, and when her and my father become of age to retire, she decided to start following a man named Jim Cramer. And Array, thank you. Boy, I couldn't think of that. I couldn't think of that word. I never can. It's like I have to write it down because I'm going to forget. She started studying the stock market, and I had just started working, and I was going to, start opening a 401k. And of course, I made fun of her unmercifully for, God forbid, between 6 and 7, anybody make a phone call to this house because Jim Cramer was on. I picked on her unmercifully about it. But I learned, not only from him, I learned from her. And it gave me the ability to really understand the stock market. Even though I picked on her unmercifully, she taught me a lot. And, I make a good deal of my income now from that. I'm supposed to be retired, but I haven't quite figured out how to do that yet. Selling the music school, that's step one. But I was watching the stock market. There's a stock that came out called NVIDIA. And back in the early 80s, we all had Facebook when it came out. We all had Apple when it came out. IBM had been one of the first ones out of the box. We all had those stocks. Everybody did. It was Google. And they did very well. Then I watched NVIDIA. And they were talking about faster chips, faster CPUs, faster everything going into the gaming. It was gaming at that time. There wasn't any talk of AI yet, although IBM had Watson at that time. So out came all these chip manufacturers. AMD, which was already making chips for computers. Dell was in the picture, I think, at that point, although he's a fairly young man. HP was in the picture. So, they were manufacturing computers already, and most of them were powered, as I took them all apart, they were Intel and AMD chips. So I was listening to this entire process, and I'm thinking to myself, well, where are they going to get the materials to make all these things? There's only so much gold. There's only so much copper. I said, I bet they're going to have to recycle e-scrap to get the material. Now that was coming into the late, I don't know, for me it would have been 10 or 12 years ago. I said, they're going to have to get it from old electronics. And I was in the music world, so we were always buying servers and changing things out and updating and upgrading. I had a recording studio, and I had a very intelligent man who ran that. He knew a lot about it. So I was cognizant about speed and processing and all those things. So I started saving computer scrap. And I've just steadily watched the price of it go up and up and up. I got a local yard involved. He was doing very well, and unfortunately we have parted ways, and I've had to find another way to do this. But, oh wow, Jeremiah says I helped build an IBM building in Beacon, New NY. That's cool. But over the past 3 or 4 years, I have really seen the ripple effect of the precious metals in older computers. I've been saving as much old stuff as I can, and now I am starting to cash a lot of it in. I have to. Number one, I'm running out of room, and number two, with a $70,000 repair that's going to have to be made to my home, I'm going to have to pull out all the resources I can. I hate to sell this stuff. The new stuff, who cares? It's all plastic crap. And it's cheap. That goes into the whole thing with the board buying and the pricing and all that. All that stuff. It's all interrelated. There's only so much precious metal out there. Gold is what? Over $3,000 an ounce now? So, hi JP's E-Scrap. You sound like somebody I should be following. I don't know what's going on next door. They took the oak tree down. 125-year-old oak tree went down. Oh, that was the other thing, too. I had a cousin who was cutting-edge computer technology. Brilliant. He knew everything about computers. He still does. I mean, he's a smart guy. So, you know. Anyway, so let me get this last one apart. And as I said, I'm going to, I know I jump around a lot. I don't mean to. I enjoy the talk. I enjoy the chitter-chatter. Oh, look at this. You guys who are into gold recovery, see the value here, though. This is a lot of flashing. You'll get some of this. Most of the value is inside the board. Wow, look at that. That's a great board. And the reason I wanted to take this one apart, since I know I'm going to take it apart, I already have. I wanted to show you this. I always tell you, never take my word for it. You can if you want to, but I like to show people. I'm a show me kind of gal. I'm Irish. You gotta show me. Me too. JP, I'm stacking mine too. I wish I had more to stack, but unfortunately, like I said, I've got to cash some of it out. I hate to, but you know, you sit on things too long, it's going to go back down. Now, Tom on the iScrap app said he had copper priced at $6 a pound. I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing $3.49 at the scrapyard. So, you know, what goes up is going to come down. Just be careful. You know, for me, like I said, I am going to cash some out because I have to raise a lot of funds. I don't know if and when the insurance company is going to pay for the repairs. I got a kitchen sink back here I can't use, and a bathtub that's going to fall through the floor. So those things have to be fixed, and I'm going to have to cash in some things to do it. That's just the way it is. Look at the gold. See what this is a ribbon wire would connect here. Yes, there are more gold fingers than gold pins, but that is still, in my opinion, with that kind of a board, that is a high-grade non-SATA board. Definitely non-SATA. Okay? It doesn't have SATA connectors, so that's a non-SATA. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Because Scrappy D said so. So I hope you enjoyed our little scrap and chat. Always nice talking to you guys. I really do love going live. Mornings are very quiet here. I don't have Mom anymore. And the kids, you know, they're all older. They have their own families, and her grandchildren, they have their own families and spouses and work every day. And so this feels a very difficult time of the day for me, which is the mornings, and I'm really glad you guys hang out with me. I love hanging out with all of you. I've learned so much from you guys too. I'm really very humbled by all of this. If anybody is interested in purchasing eScrap, thank you, Jeremiah. I get that a lot. That was very kind. It's really nice when your subscribers like you. I try not to be annoying, but you know, I like to share my knowledge too. I'm a teacher. I've always been a teacher. I always will be a teacher. And thank you, Jeremiah. That was very kind. You know, I know my subscribers seem to enjoy chatting with me, and I think that's just, how cool is that, really? Pick up a phone, and you can talk to people all over the world. I know one of my subscribers is Philippines. I've got a couple from Ireland. You know, I think that's great. Anyway, I would like to wish you all a fabulous, blessed day. Enjoy yourselves, whatever you do. Keep gold mining. You know, like I said, I wish I didn't have to sell. A lot of the stuff that's up for sale, though. Let me know if you're interested in eScrap by the pound. I have yet to finish the computerscrapper.com. I will have a price list up there at some point. Pretty much I'm at board sort plus eBay fees and shipping. That's what I sell at. And I always throw in a little bit more for my subscribers. I take good care of you guys. Ask anybody on here who's bought eScrap from me. They'll tell you. Thank you, Sean. You have a great day, too. All right. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Helps the channel a lot. And I think I'm going to get out and enjoy some of this beautiful weather we're having. I've got to get my grass cut. And I've got to bring the dishes down cellar to wash them. Have a good day, everybody. God bless you all. Stay wonderful. OTD should be on shortly, I should think. Bye-bye.